past 6 months, we've been living in our travel trailer. We've done over 7,000 miles, been through 9 states, and we've done 21 campgrounds. This is how much it cost.
Before we get started, I just want to remind you to like, thumbs up this video, subscribe and share if you think someone else might find this interesting. Also, if you have any questions or concerns or something we don't cover, just drop your questions in the comments below and we'll do our best to answer them.
Before we get into the cost of the 6-month trip, I just wanted to go over some of the initial outlay stuff that we bought. We didn't have a trailer, we didn't have anything, so we bought all of this stuff brand new. So the first thing was our trailer. It's a Grand Design 312 BHTS. It's a 2018 model, and we bought that for $34,000. We then had to pay insurance, registration taxes and things like that. We couldn't find the exact number for this, but we think it was around about $2,500. The other big expense that we bought was a generator. This was about $1,100. We got a dual fuel Westinghouse. It's an amazing generator, but actually, if I was you and you were just starting off in an RV, seeing if you like it, I would not invest in a generator first off. No. If you're probably going to be at campsites, you'll be using the shore power, so you're not really going to need it. We did use it once, and purposely, we knew we were going to do that. We'll link the video because I forgot gas for it once we got set up. But so yeah, if it was us again and we went to do it again, I wouldn't have bought a generator. We probably would have one now, but at the time, for the first 5 months, we didn't really use it.
It's just extra weight.
Yeah,
don't bother.
The weight is useless. We bought a whole bunch of things. I've grouped these together, so I'm not going to ramble everything that we've bought. But we bought diesel, gas and water cans just as backups for things. Diesel for my truck, gas for the generator and water for us in case of emergencies. They were about $100. We bought the sway control, the equalizer E4, and I think I got the 14K version. And I found a receipt for this for $650, but I think I had to buy another actual hitch adapter as well, which was a lot, maybe another 120 or so, but I couldn't find any evidence I'd bought that. But that's $650. We bought water and sewer stuff that came up to around $100. That's just hoses, things like that. Power connectors and cables. We think I bought a whole bunch of stuff that actually we didn't use, but it was around $300. We had all the various different adapters, 30 to 50, 30 amp cords, 50 amp connectors, all of that lot. So that was about $300 for all of that. We bought the levelers and the Lego block things. I can't remember what they're called. Just all of those kind of, set up kind of items and things like that, and platforms and things. So they were about, I think we probably spent about $100 over the period of our...
And the wheel chucks.
And the wheel chucks, yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Or chucks, as Natalie calls them. Sorry, they were about $100, all of that, all in all. Yep. We bought the dog fence, which was one of the best things we bought. Yep. We actually bought 2 packs of those, and that was $300. Yep. Don't regret it, would definitely do it again. General maintenance stuff, things like Dicor, things like that for the trailer that I bought. I took a whole bunch of stuff before we left. That was all came to about $100. And then we put another category here of all the other little things that we bought. So the bed in there is a different size to any of that we've got in the house, believe it or not. So we bought new bedding. We bought a whole bunch of other little things, little bits and bobs. We put a TV in the bedroom for that, so we've kind of bundled that all together.
We had a mini kettle.
A mini kettle, yeah, because Natalie likes her tea. Tea in the UK is hot tea, not
iced tea.
Iced tea, I think.
Sweet tea.
Sweet tea. It's nice.
Sorry, I've just offended half of America.
You have, yeah. You're doing it wrong. Anyway, so that was about $200. So in total, not including the cost of the trailer, we spent about $3,176. With the trailer, it was about $37,000. Okay, so let's get on to the actual costs. So we bucketed these into a few different sections. So the first one, and by far the biggest expense, was our park rent. Yes. Or spot or campground fees, whatever you want to call it. So that came out to $5,558, which actually isn't that bad over 6 months.
No,
just under 6 months. So that's not bad, considering we stayed at all private campgrounds as well. Our diesel cost for, we think it's about 7,000 miles. That's not necessarily towing, bear in mind. That's also things, you know, going to activities or just going grocery shopping. But we did, I won't give you the exact number, it's about 7,000 miles. So that cost us, we think, around about $933. Tolls was one that we hadn't planned for, which we should have done. There are quite a few tolls in Florida, so overall that was just over $200, so I rounded that down to 200. Propane. Propane we filled up before we left and during our trip, so that cost us $60. Activities. We tried to limit our activities to free things, so we did go to a lot of free places, and we were more sightseeing than anything, but we did do a few activities. We went kayaking with manatees, and we did the airboat rides and a few other things as well. The total of that was about $1,000 for 6 months, which is fine. We ate out way too much.
We did not. You've over budgeted this, I think.
So, no.
We tried to eat local once a week, something to do with that state or that area.
Yeah.
And then we would often just have a breakfast or a lunch on like midweek.
Yeah.
So no, actually you're about right.
Yeah, it was about right. I think the average came out at about $80 a week.
Yeah.
So that worked out
how expensive some of those beers were.
Yeah, we always had a couple of beers as well, which like doubles the price.
Yeah.
So anyway, our takeouts and lunch, dinner, coffees, things like that was around about $2,000 for 6 months. RV maintenance, we had the bearings done, the bearings repacked, and a few other little bits and bobs, and that came out to about $493. I say about $493.
No, that's very precise. Around $493.
That came out to exactly $493.
56 cents.
Truck maintenance, there wasn't anything. People will laugh, but when I bought the truck, I got the Ford maintenance program, which, by the way, has been brilliant, and I don't regret doing that. But we did have the truck broken into in Houston. Link to the video up here. Where I don't know where it is. $485 to have the truck fixed after we had it broken into. No, insurance didn't pay, thank you. Our internet cost, this was more than actually I thought it was, but when you add it up, so our internet cost was $1,394. So yeah, that was painful when I added that up, but okay. Our laundry was $130. We don't have the stuff in our RV, so you have to do that at either campsites, or there was a couple of times where you actually went to a laundromat. Yeah. So that was about $130.
Yeah, that was a lot cheaper than I thought, actually.
Yeah, I thought that would be more.
And it weighed up the cost, because we've been thinking about getting a washing machine for the camper, but actually it's
probably not worth it.
It's not worth it, yeah.
For $130.
No.
Okay, so the total for that, our total expenditure for 6 months on the road was $12,223. So bear in mind that doesn't include things like normal groceries and clothes and things like that. This is all just, you know, the trip related. So we looked into it and we wondered what could we have done to save money and what would we do differently. So we figured all of that out, and obviously some of these are estimates, but you know, I think it gives you a good idea on how affordably you could do this. So the RV parks is a big one. We always stayed at private campgrounds, apart from like 1 or 2 times, but generally private campgrounds. So we have been looking around, and there is a lot of other choices out there. So there's the
Harvest Hosts.
Yeah, and there's things like Harvest Host, and there's Thousand Trails, and there's all these affiliations that Boondockers welcome if you can boondock. There's all these other associations that you can actually use and save a whole bunch of money. We
like our full hookups though.
Yeah, we do like our full hookups, but also we do have Good Sam and we do have KOA. That gives you 10% off.
Yeah.
But we think that we could actually probably save, it was $5,500 our trip, and I think we could have easily saved $1,000 off that without trying very hard. I think if we really had to look, we could save a whole ton of that. But yeah, so I think we could probably get that down to about 4,500. Diesel, well, oh sorry, one other thing I wanted to mention about the parks is obviously we were staying a week at each place. Sometimes we only did one night if we were traveling a Saturday and Sunday, but generally we stayed a week at each place. If you stay longer, you get discounts. So some places do 2 weekly rates, they do monthly rates. So if you stay longer, you pay less. The other thing about staying longer is obviously you don't use the diesel, which is my second point. So I think if we stayed a month at each place, we probably would have saved like $130 on diesel over the period of time. Obviously we wanted to keep moving, that wasn't the point, but you know, we wouldn't change that, but that would bring that down to a lot less. Tolls, again, you can move around, you can drive around tolls, right? For us it was convenient, it was fine. Yeah, sure, it sounds expensive, but if you have to take the long way round, especially when you're towing, it can use a whole bunch of diesel, so we wouldn't change that either. We'd pay the tolls. Propane is something that we probably would change. If you're at a campsite paying for full hookups, just use anything electric. Yeah. Use an electric grill or an electric, or the convection
electric
microwave
heater,
or an electric heater, things like that. We did do a lot of cooking inside the RV, and we used the electric burners. Sorry, the propane burners. Yeah. So we could have saved some money on that, but hey, we could have saved maybe $45 over the period of 6 months. It was fine.
Not worth it.
Activities, we were pretty tight with this anyway, so we wouldn't have really saved anything. Sure, we could do nothing.
Which is not the point of travelling.
Yeah, which would save you a whole bunch, but no, we did still do things, and we were pretty frugal with things like that anyway, so we were fine with that. What we spent is what we budgeted. Takeouts and dinner, yeah, we could just not eat takeouts, right? But it was part of the fun. We wanted to try local foods and things. So
I disagree. I don't think we could.
I think we could bring that down to just having the emergency lunch on travel day every now and then. We could probably take that down to $300, but we're not going to do that.
No, it takes out some of the fun of travelling.
And I love fried chicken.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to cut that out.
Truck maintenance. Sorry, RV maintenance. Yeah, I could. I should have really done the bearings myself, but we were on the road. It was already there getting the fridge looked at, which was the rest of the cost actually for RV maintenance. So when they were doing it, I said, hey, can you just do the bearings? They needed doing, and I didn't really want to do it in a campground, so it's fine. That was maybe $120 I think he charged me, which is a lot considering.
Should you add on your maintenance though the cost of getting it washed? I don't know how often you should wash your RV.
I don't know.
Oh, it's only $60 though. But do include
$60. Okay. It's too late now. I already filmed that bit.
All right, never mind. Cut. We just put plus 60 in big letters at the end.
Yeah. Okay. For the truck, we could have saved some money. I didn't need to go to a professional to fix the damage. I could have just bought the door lock myself, but they had it in stock. We were moving the next couple of days, so hey, you know, I just got the Ford dealership to do it. I think we were due for a service anyway, so they did it at the same time. Internet, this is an interesting one, and we could do a whole video on this, but we're not going to. You can get it a lot cheaper than we paid for. The issue why I went for something a little bit more professional and a little bit more stable, which is obviously a lot more expensive, is that I was working on the road. Obviously we upload our videos, so stable internet, or the best internet we could get, was important to us, so we paid a premium for that. But I think we probably could have saved $1,000 if you just went for a small hotspot,
or use the Wi-Fi at the campsites.
Use the Wi-Fi at campsites, or just like tethered off your phone, something like that. You can save a whole bunch. So if you're going away for a week or two, then fine, this is a moot point. Laundry, necessity, couldn't cut anything off that. So really, from the 12,223 that we spent, we think we could bring that down to about 7,800. The only thing I wouldn't have done with that is the internet.
That sounds like a lot, but when you're not paying for a mortgage and stuff.
Yeah, if you're not, I mean, we were paying for a mortgage, but yeah, if you weren't, you could do 6 months with $7,000. That's not. Yeah. That's
not terrible.
That's not terrible. Anyway, so that was it. I'm sure there's going to be things I've forgotten. I'm hoping to write a blog post for this. I say me. Natalie's going to write the blog post for this. And so if there is anything we've missed, or there's something that you think we got wrong or calculated incorrectly, let me know. And then we
didn't do any of the pet costs or anything like that, because again, that's general maintenance, right? You've got to pay for that whether you're at home or on the road. So I'm not going to include that. I can if you want to know how much it costs to feed and do stuff with the dogs, but honestly it's about the same as living at home.
Yeah, we just didn't include anything that we would do in normal everyday life. This is just for this.
Yeah.
So yeah, any questions, comments, leave them below. If you like this, you found it helpful, please like, subscribe, share, hit the bell button, all of that lot, and we will see you next time.
Cheerio.
I think you're just meant to do it before, aren't you?
I don't know. And end.
We've been living full time in our travel trailer for the past 6 months, which is 7,000 miles, 9 states and 21 campsites. Here's how much it cost.
Why am I here?
I've been wondering that for about 15 years. Luckily they're driving really slowly. Hey guys, so...
Are we introducing ourselves again?
No, I did it afterwards.
Why do you do it afterwards?
I want the intro. I want this. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, I forgot.
I apologise for the traffic in the background if you can hear that, but before we get into the 6-month costs, I wanted to run over some of the initial costs and the outlay that we put into this when we first started planning. Now, we'd had no experience with trade. For the past 6 months, we've been living in our travel trailer. Thanks for watching. For the past 6 months, we've been living in our travel trailer. We've done over 7,000 miles, been through 9 states. Where's my shutter thing?
Oh yeah!
For the past 6 months, we've been living in our travel trailer. We've done over 7,000 miles, been through 9 states, and we've done 21 campgrounds. This is how much it cost. First thing was the trailer. We got the Grand Design 312 BHTS, and it cost us $34,000.
I think someone's mowing. I don't think that'll pick that up.
Quad bike now.
Yep.
It's Kenny.
He's probably 2 states over and you'd still hear him.
Yeah. No, he's coming here. He must be going to Pat's.
Just out for a drive. Go back to his house.
Okay. Thanks, Kenny.